我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Huineng, Great Master Xuanhua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, 阿弥陀佛。诸佛菩萨、六祖师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知識，阿彌陀佛。chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa lục tổ Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và các vị thiện sư thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 11th of March 2023. We're here in Gold Forest to continue discussing the Sixth Patriarch Sutra. Sorry, I messed up. Thank you all for coming. Right now on slide 9 of chapter 4, concentration and wisdom. You're talking about teaching about concentration and wisdom, and possibly the relationship between concentration and wisdom. All right, let's jump right into it. Sutra text. If you understand this principle, you understand the balanced study of concentration and wisdom.
若是此义，即是定慧等学。
Okay, he says here, whatever principle he's talking about. Oh yeah, the substance of wisdom. In the wisdom there is concentration, and concentration is wisdom. So he says, you understand this principle, you will see the balanced study of concentration and wisdom. So the point here is that to practice, in our style of practice, we put an equal emphasis on concentration and wisdom. Therefore, it's simply not enough for us to simply cross our legs and call it meditation, call it Chan. Chan is right here, balanced study of concentration and wisdom. So we teach you how to develop samadhi. At the same time, we also need to help you build up your wisdom as well. All right? 11. Students of the way, do not say that first there is concentration which produces wisdom, or that first there is wisdom which produces concentration. Do not say each is different.
诸学道人莫言先定发慧，先慧发定，个别。
Okay, he immediately destroys the typical way that the students in Buddhism are taught, that concentration unfolds wisdom. So meaning that first there's concentration, which then produces wisdom. He says, wrong. And he also says, or the other way around is also not true. Meaning that you have wisdom which produces concentration. Okay? Do not say that each is different. 13. To hold this view implies a duality of Dharma.
作此见者，法有二相。
Okay, Dharma here is cap, the Buddha Dharma. So we teach you Buddha Dharma, okay, this is what he's referring to. Duality of Dharma. The meaning that it's not so much duality in a general concept of duality. Explained in greater details in Avatamsaka Sutra. He says here, duality of Dharma here, meaning there are two separate things. So the jargon in Mahayana in Chan is mark. Different mark is a characteristic, if you will, something observable, so that they're different. Two marks meaning they're different entities. Okay, that dharmas, these two dharmas have two marks, if you will. Okay, next, 15. If your speech is good, but your mind is not, then concentration and wisdom are useless because they are not equal.
口说善语，心中不善，空有定慧，定慧不等。
I don't remember all these sections. Usually when we learn Master's Huineng's teaching, you learn a big deal, so you don't think about, concentration, wisdom are the same, and then he says your speech is good, but your mind is not, then there's no point talking about concentration and wisdom, because they're not equal. So it's kind of cool that, what he's doing? What he's doing is destroying all your prejudices. See, he's well aware of, even though, oh, hello, did you have lunch? No, the other one had lunch. You in front. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. So, yes. Question number 2.
So, Master, please don't chop my heads off.
What? Do that?
I just remember right before this, last week, when we talk about wisdom, samadhi, and precept, you were saying the substance of the samadhi is like a vertical development. The way you train us is we go vertical first, which is faster, and then we develop horizontally, and then the horizontal developments are wisdom and the precepts or the use. So that seems to be different from what the previous slides were saying. So maybe I'm just too attached to what you were saying before.
Yeah, so Chinese. They take everything literally. Hey, it looks better, the lips. Yeah, hot lips. Okay. Yes or no? Okay. The way I explained to you, I separated concentration and wisdom and precepts as the way it's typically explained to you. Okay, because that's how people the way are trained, students the way you talk to all of them. Okay, they're all taught this way. Okay. And that's the corporate line of view. That's the traditional way of teaching. Master Huineng here, he says, I'm well aware of the fact this is how you were taught. This is what you believe in. This is your experience has been in learning Buddhism and learning Chan. However, okay, what I'm doing with you is that, boys and girls, it's time for you to understand the ultimate Chan teaching. Ultimate Chan teaching is that it's not separate. They're all one and the same. Okay, what happened is that it's just like you take this whole thing here and you present it for people who are limited by one facet called concentration, the other facet called wisdom, the other facet called precepts. Actually, they're all part of the same thing. Okay, it's like a faceted piece of thing. Okay, and so that's what he's referring to. When you first start out, it's too overwhelming for you to learn all three things at the same time. So it's easier, it's more digestible. So we'll give it to you in bite sizes. Okay, so we presented you in terms of precepts, in terms of concentration, in terms of wisdom. Okay? And actually, the truth of the matter is that you go back to all the Chan teachings I gave you in the past 16, 17 years. You notice that the sit is about concentration. The sit is you sit there, you grind it out. So you build up your concentration. And as soon after that, we spend an hour, which is more than when typically, Chinese people, you're laughing. But typically, the Chinese Master Shuino will spend 20 minutes. I spend an hour to talk to you, okay? And that should tell you the focus I have on teaching you about wisdom and precepts, okay? However, if I said, next hour I'll be teaching you about precepts, he says, I don't need precepts. I like to break precepts. You don't need to tell me. Okay? You walk out of here. Okay? So it's still, there's too much of an echo here. Hello? Hello? See? It's still an echo. So the point here is that we teach, actually in the past we teach all three in one session, okay? But we never put it that way for you, and now the 6-page chart is forcing us to admit to you that I've been pulling your legs all these years. Haven't been simply teaching you about concentration alone. I've been teaching you about precepts and blessings, and none of you has been sharp enough to catch it. And now here, he's forcing me to admit it to you. That because you cannot teach samadhi without precepts, without wisdom. It's not possible. It's the same thing. It's the same three-headed animal. Okay? Okay? You cannot separate them. You separate them, it's not the same anymore. It's no more fun. You know? It's like, what is the analogy? It's like eating Korean food without kimchi. Eating Cantonese without oyster sauce. Okay? They come together. That's a good question. Wei Mountain.
Louder. Master, for concentration, I can hear myself.
But I can hear you, that's all that matters.
Master, for concentration, in workplace we work 8 hours, fully focused on the job. Does that concentration help towards cultivation? I also want to know what's the difference in the state of mind when we concentrate reciting mantra versus concentration at work, the quality of mind.
You're asking, I want you to realize you're asking a beggar. Okay? and a guy who's unemployed, professional, unemployed person, and you want to ask me about work? This guy still doesn't get it. All we talk about is theory. Okay, what's concentration where you are right now at the temple versus concentration at work? Is that what the question is? Is that fair way to paraphrase it? Okay.
Yep.
Before I answer that, okay, may I ask you, when you there at this beautiful temple called Wei Mountain Temple, so far so good? And you concentrate. What do you concentrate with, sir?
Mind.
Mind? Good guess. Yeah, your mind, yes? We agree, right? Everyone agrees, right? So when he's there, he meditates, he concentrates with his mind. When you go to work, and you concentrate, and you need to do your work, what do you concentrate at work with?
Again, it's mind and
Mine too. Hallelujah. You see that? See the connection? Connection is that when you go to work alone, you concentrate. That's what everyone does. Yes?
yes,
When you go to the temple, what do? We train you to increase your concentration at the temple. Okay? So when you go to work, when you need to concentrate, which mind do you plan to use? The same mind before or the better mind?
better mind.
Better mind. All right. You answer yourself. Does it help?
That helps, Master. So I wanted to ask, can I then use my work as a spiritual practice too? Can the concentration at workplace help the concentration at the temple?
I don't understand the question.
So, Master, can I then cultivate concentration at the workplace? Can that also help towards concentration at the temple?
Does concentrating in the workplace help the concentration at the temple?
Yes, yeah, like so.
You agree with me that concentration in the temple helps concentration at the work? Yes?
Yes.
Now you're telling me how does concentration at work help concentration at the temple? I leave it to my disciples, my beloved disciples, my true disciples. How does concentration at the temple help concentration? How does concentration at work help the concentration at the temple? Wow, the lips are sexier than before. Okay. Yeah. How does concentration at work help the concentration at the temple? And this guy is so curious. He wants to know everything. He wants to know A implies B. What about B? Does B implies A? Yes? Mathematically speaking. He's no mathematician. Okay? What do you think? How does... I'm asking you now. Let's forget about him. Okay? I'm asking you, when you concentrate at work, how does it help the concentration at the temple? Does it? No answer. Does it help? Yes, sir. It's 5.
Amitabha Master, if you concentrate very well at work, you surely get paid. And then when you have money, then surely you go to the temple. So it helps other way too.
I'm so disappointed at you. Everything comes back to money. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, if morally he can focus at work and then also recite the Buddha's name at work, then that can help him out in the temple too.
You recite when driving? No, you
If you can
don't.
recite Amitabha as many times all day, that can help him in the temple.
Okay, very good. Okay. Concentration at work, clearly according to someone just said it, concentration at work clearly helps concentrate at the temple because he's so focused on money, which is unfortunate, okay? We really are not money obsessed, are we? I mean, okay? Life is not just money. I mean, life is not about money, okay? How about when you concentrate at work, okay? I'd like to point out to you something is often overlooked. It's okay, let them be. It's often overlooked. It's no way the boy can scream louder and I can crank up the volume, okay? Oh, yeah, okay. See, it's a form of training of concentration. You concentrate on me instead of the screaming of a kid who's probably dying or something. Okay, so the point here is that when you concentrate at work, there's an often overlooked aspect of our lives that modern day people fail to take into consideration. To me, I go to work not alone because it helped me bring money back to my wife, okay? And my beloved children, my beloved son and children, okay? But also to me, what's very important that's often overlooked until you retire is that there is certain satisfaction in doing a good job. That you feel good about yourself. There is certain pride in your self-worth. It is often overlooked to me. Okay? It gives you dignity. It gives you self-respect. Okay? And I submit to you, the people who practice Chan are the ones who have a lot of self-respect. They are a lot of dignified people. And of course, money helps. Makes the wife happy. Women are shallow. No? Okay. I take it back. Women are not shallow. Men are shallow. Okay. So, does it help, sir? Do you agree? Is concentration works both ways. Okay? And don't discriminate so much about why do I need to concentrate at work? Why do I need to concentrate at the temple? You're dissecting something that cannot be dissected. We are who we are. We think all the time. Okay? And the way you are, for example, you go to the work, I know you give 100% of yourself. Okay? And you come to the temple, it's the same person who also gives 100% of himself, except he, at the temple, he said, I hate this pain. I hate this pain. I hate this pain. That's the only difference. It's still the same person. Okay? Just need to separate. The only thing you need to understand is that you come to the temple because of two things. Number one, it makes you feel better. It charges you up after you leave. You go to work the next day and you find yourself, for example, being able to work longer hours and with having more energy, more enthused. Okay? And in particular, you yourself, I know, for example, would not be as afflicted by your subordinates. You like that? I'm watching you. You see? So there's no need to analyze too much, okay? Because that's what we call TNT, okay? No mind, okay? Too much thinking. Stop thinking so much. Just when you're there, I offer you a different, very simple approach for you who are intellectual or too smart for your own good, okay? You're overthinking. You're analyzing too much. You're trying to understand too much, okay? And that's thinking right there. That's what you spend your entire day doing, analyzing, thinking, analyzing, processing, okay? All I ask of you at the temple is stop doing that, just for the heck of it, and see what happens. Because you do that outside of the temple anyway, naturally. When you come to the temple, habit energy. So the cool thing about the temple, our temple in particular, I want all of you, this is not for him, but all of you, when you go walk into the temple, stop processing, stop scheming, stop worrying about your bank, stop worrying about your family. You know, they're still there, trust me. Okay? So just stop worrying, stop analyzing so much, just relax, and let go. Okay? And that alone there will be tremendously useful to you because you worry too much. All of you worry too much. You're under tremendous stress, tremendous pressure. And how about just coming to the temple for half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Just relax and enjoy yourself. And give your mind a break, okay? And say, okay, I don't care. I worry about it later. Let me enjoy the food now. Let me enjoy, the toys. See, he's ignoring me. Okay? You see, just let go for the heck of it, okay? And that's very important because it teaches you to learn to relax when you're supposed to relax. Because most of you cannot relax. True or not? You're always thinking. You're so worried. You're worried, you're thinking. The thinking is actually a sign of your worries. It's a sign of greed. Take it easy. Okay? Go into neutral, a park. Let your engine idle for a little bit. You have plenty of time to crank it up later. Okay? That's all. And so you learn to live. Not just be pulled by events outside of you. At work, it's like work, and then your subordinates, your bosses, and so forth. It's always pulling you in a certain direction. At the temple, now all of a sudden, you are pulled by, I don't know, why do you pull at the temple? I don't get pulled at all, so I don't care. Remind me, what happens to you at the temple? You see, you go to the temple, you are still pulled by this person, that person. You say, did he take a shower? Did Master take a shower? Drop everything, relax, okay, and see how you can learn to relax when you are supposed to. Whereas most of the time you cannot. That's you. You're thinking. You're constantly processing. Okay? How do I know? How old are you?
35.
35?
45.
45?
Yes.
And your hair is salt and pepper already.
That has been that way for a decade, Master.
For how long?
I think it turned to gray in my early 30s.
Early 30s. Whew. You worry too much. The white is because, can I share your secret? You women particularly pay attention, okay? Unless you're like older, okay? Then it doesn't matter. But for most people, especially the girls who are starting to have gray hair and try to pull them off in the morning, so that no one would notice. Don't do that. You go bald very soon. Just kidding. The reason your hair turns gray, usually prematurely, because at 45 you're not supposed to have gray hair yet. Agree? Maybe 46, but not 45. Okay? I'm very scientific about these things, okay? So you're not supposed, you have premature gray hair because worries. You worry about things that you cannot resolve. Anyone? Hi, Hitler. Okay, please don't take me wrong. This is not Hi Hitler. This is. You see, you worry too much. That's why I want you to know when girls, when you see a man you want to marry, look at him. He worries like, great, let's marry him. He worries for you. On your behalf. Okay? It happened to me because at some point in time, it happened to Master Xuanhua, for example. It's a funny story. He was building he got a piece of land in Hong Kong, and so he decided to build a temple. And at the time, he's unknown. He had no connection whatsoever, but he decided to build a temple anyway. So he had no money, and he had no support. And he started building, and pretty soon he said, one day I realized, because he even forgot to shave his hair, and his hair turned white. He worried too much. And he said after he finished building a temple, he stopped worrying, hair turned black again. When I first came to Lu Mountain Temple, my late mother is still alive, and she was, God bless her heart. She's giving me so much grief. My temple hair was turning white hair. I don't know if my disciples noticed that. I couldn't figure out how to beat her up and not look unfilial. Okay? And I was turning white hair. And then after she moved out, involuntarily, my hair turned black. Gradually. Okay? You over worry about things you cannot solve. Okay? And this is what Chan can help you. In that you do what you do right now, and instead of beating yourself, okay, you cross your legs. Okay? And I need to learn how to train to cross your legs. Because when you cross your legs, when you face with a problem you cannot solve, okay, that's when you can come up with a better solution than otherwise. For example, I personally, whenever I have to make a big decision, I never do anything until I cross my legs. And then I relax, and then invariably something would come up naturally. Okay? And that's the advantage of chant. Okay, enough of this, enough. Okay. When your speech is good, but your mind is not, okay? And then what's concentrated wisdom is useless, okay? What does it have to do with speech and mind? Concentration and wisdom are useless if the speech and mind are not good. What does it have to do with it? Does it even bother you? Huh? No? What is even mind here? What does speech and mind have to do with wisdom and concentration? No one ever asked. You know, it's funny, the Chinese ever asked this. I explained this chapter once before, 3-4 years ago, and no one asked either. Why? Okay, the young lady in the back there, stop whining. Go away, pain. You're not nice. Huh? You're not the only person. The younger people than you who are doing the same thing, but they do it in mentally. I said, go away, I don't like this, go away. You know what I mean? Okay? You don't understand Chan, young lady. Chan training is this. If it hurts, okay, you endure it. You don't do anything. You don't. He says, I'm going to be like a man. I'll take it. Okay? You do like this. The ghost there, it says, ha, 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 ha. You see? Imagine if eventually this lady will open her spiritual eye, she'll see a ghost standing right there. They're all standing. Okay? Take it. Because if you take it, the pain goes away quicker. If you keep on fighting and say, especially some people, like smart people like you, he says, I don't have to take this. Yes or no? You people who cannot take the pain, I say, I'm smart. I figured out a way to do this without having pain. See, that's why it hurts so much for you every single time, because that I got to figure out how to get rid of this pain. No, it's not Chan training. Chan training is take it like a man. Huh, boy? See? See? And that's what this is about. Don't listen to yourself. You're too smart for your own good, like the salt and pepper guy back at Way Mountain Temple. He wants to understand everything. Chan is not about understanding. Chan is about enduring it. And that's something that no one ever taught you how to do. You never taught the importance of taking it. Especially young men. And you will become a young man soon. Okay? Young men nowadays are not taught to learn to endure it. Why? Because you parents are too soft. You uncles and nieces are too soft. You said, I suffered so much. Huh? I worked so hard so that I can provide for my children, my nephews and nieces, so that they don't have to suffer as much as I do, which is not a good thing for them. Kids need to endure hardship in the family, folks. That's how you prepare them for life. You don't shelter them so that when it's time for them to leave the family roof, they are unprepared for the hardships and the heartaches and the trials and tribulations from the people who are difficult, like the bosses, like the girlfriends. See, he's laughing. You like girls too, huh? See, I'm telling you, you want to have girls in the future? You better learn how to handle it right now. Ask them, would you like a boy who's soft? And say, oh, mama, mama. Mama, what do I do now? Competition, clearly. It's cute or not cute. Okay? So that's why Chan training is what you really need, because your parents never taught you that. Your parents never taught you to endure hardship and take it. Because all they taught you, all smart parents like to teach you, is figure out a way to get around the problem. And we never taught to endure hardship. I mean, yes or no? My parents didn't teach me to endure hardship. It's just, you smart, you figure out a way to get around the problem. Okay? I was never taught to endure difficulties. And what happened is that because you're too smart, when you face difficulties, something you don't like, okay, you try to figure out a way to not endure it. And young men, girls look at you. You want to chase girls? Girls say, I'm going to be difficult. If I'm worth it, he will pursue me. And that's why we learn to endure difficulties. Huh? And you do that, girls like it. Yes or no? See? But it doesn't work the other way around. Be careful. How does it work the other way around? Tell us. I never knew. Okay? Girls, they said, don't make me endure it. Look at her. Where should I? Where's my pressure point? Where's all my training? Where's the pressure point to relieve the pain? It's right behind your knees. Anyway, it's right behind your knee. You reach behind it. You press that pressure point there, it will release the leg pains. Of course I know a few tricks. Well, I'm not teaching you. Okay? A yes way mountain.
Master, so the text say that the mouth, your speech is good, but your mind is not. What about the other way around? Is that your speech is evil and bad, but your mind is purely good?
Then the concentration and wisdom are useless because they're not equal. But what has to do with speech and mind versus concentration and wisdom? What's the relationship? Why? What does it mean? What is the connection between speech and mind and versus concentration and wisdom? There's a problem with translation. Way bound.
Hello, Master. So, would you say that the what we say reflects how we think and the kind of thoughts that we have?
Getting close. Very Catholic, but yeah. Anyone else? Can I explain it to you in terms of chasing girls? Would you be interested, or the adults say, we're beyond it? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
The mind is the samadhi, and then mouth, or how do you use the samadhi, is the wisdom?
No. Girls. Anyone else? Yes, the other girl.
Does it mean that you're up to something?
Getting hot. Anyone? Huh? Let me explain to you in terms of chasing girls. Okay? You like a girl. Okay? And what do? You need to beg him. You need to beg him. So you really need to come up with different things to say that will sway them. Okay? The speech is good. That's what it means. You focus and say, she likes sweet things. So you say sweet words. Say, you're so nice. You're so look so nice today. He said, what is it? I can't put the fingers on it. Is that a new blouse? You know? And so it takes concentration to watch her and see how she reacts to your words. That's what it takes to win the heart. Yes or no? Why? Because the girls on the other hand says, he really pays attention to me. I'm the most important person in the world for him right now. Yes or no? 9? Did I hear 9? Huh? So far so good? Don't you like it? You like it when men come to you? Hey, never mind, that's here from their side. Don't you like it when men come to you and does his best and really puts his mind into coming up with things to tell you the way, whether it's verbal, whether it's with the look, whether it's with the small gifts, and the small flower and the small gestures, and pay attention to your little things. Yes or no? No? you are not helping. Let the girls speak for themselves. Agree or disagree? Agree. The front row agrees, the back row says, nah. It won't work with me, the back row said. You've been married too long, that's why. Your husband neglects you now. Hey, give me a beer. Okay? That's what happened after, young men. Okay? After. Before, we have to be careful. We have to be on our toes. So, we win their heart first, and then we enslave them. And that's the weakness of women. Once women love you, they do anything for you. And so that's my whole point. My whole point is that in order to win the heart, it takes a lot of concentration to say the right words. Yes or no? How come I know this when I'm, I have no hair in my head and dress funny? Huh? Okay? This is something that is meant by your speech is good. Okay? However, if your mind is not, you too.
Yes.